I was in a sandwich shop yesterday, and I was the only customer, and I was speaking to the girl that was serving me, 21-year-old girl, and the discussion of her security came up. Okay, and I told her, and it's in the question of whether or not she should have a concealed firearm, she should carry. Well, I told her that that's not something that I give a uniform answer for. There are some people in the CCW arena that would say everybody should carry a firearm. That's not true. Okay, some people shouldn't. You have to have the proper mindset for that. I told her, I says, I want you to understand something. I said, you can survive being raped. If you're raped, you will go through the post-rape anguish. Hopefully, you will deal with it in a healthy manner and then put it behind you. You can't survive being dead. You can't survive being dead. You know how many times I have heard convicted sex offenders overheard them talking, and they say that the only mistake they made was they let the victim live. So essentially what they're saying is, what they should have done was not commit the rape, but commit the rape and then used her like the contents of this can and then crushed her and thrown her away like trash. That's what they're saying. That's the depravity that is walking around in this world today. So I explained to her, I said, her best defense, of course, is staying away from areas like that, staying away from, don't be running the bars, and don't be going into questionable areas, and, being around a bunch of strange people, and, I told her she's this little 110-pound girl, and I told her, I said, I want to be very clear with you. I said, I don't care if you're martial arts trained, I don't care if, okay, I said, I'm 200, well, I can't tell you how much I am, I'm just almost 300 pounds, okay? I could reach across this counter, snatch you up like a doll, and there wouldn't be a damn thing you could do about it. That's a fact. That's a fact. The gun evens the odds, okay? It evens the odds, and since the firearm is not something she physically expresses her strength with, it's built into the weapon. It evens her odds against me, okay, or against the attacker. Now, I told her, I said, I want you to understand something. If you would carry a firearm, if you would use that firearm in self-defense, are you going to have an after effect? Are you going to have to deal with the mental process of knowing that, regardless of the circumstances, that you either took a human life or you caused grave physical harm to another human being? Yeah, you are. If I use my firearm in a self-defense situation and I take a life or gravely injure somebody, I'm going to have a mental after effect on that. Okay? I can survive that. Okay? I can survive that. I can't survive being dead. Okay? And people don't understand that what's walking around you is not good. It's not, And you don't want to be that person that's there when the opportunity, when the wolf sees the opportunity to take his prey, and be a prey with no teeth. You got to be able to defend yourself. Okay. Like I said, it's not for everybody. It's not a uniform thing that everybody should carry a concealed weapon for their self-defense, because some people don't have the mindset for it. Okay, and some people aren't willing to spend any time on a range of practice and know what they're doing. Okay, so that was just my thoughts to her. And now she's this little, little 110-pound thing, probably stands under 5 feet tall, you know, and you know, she's completely defenseless as far as a physical altercation. She's completely 100% defenseless, and that's just the way it is. So she's a rabbit in the eyes of a wolf, and you know, give that rabbit some teeth, and the wolf kind of changes his perspective. Okay, predators don't like prey that resist. All right, that's all I have on that. And give me your comments. Tell me what you think. Bye.